Hello everyone, welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot, day 2 of Harry's big adventure back in Britain. It doesn't seem to be going very well, even though today the big announcement was finally made that we've all been braced for the big announcement being a £1.1 million donation, a personal donation from Prince Harry to BBC Children in Need. Interesting that he chose that charity to make this ginormous gesture too, given what the BBC did to Mummy Diana. But apparently that doesn't matter anymore. If you're trying to helicopter yourself into some position of prominence with a very high profile charity in the UK, well then needs must, I guess. According to Mr. Allegedly Neil Sean, Harry is trying to insert himself into BBC Children in Need as patron. They don't have a patron. I don't know if their structure would allow for such a thing, but something similar to a patron, if not a patron, then some kind of position with a charity where he could appear quite frequently at events and get a lot of glory for just appearing, which we know he likes to do, allegedly. What else do we need to know about this? Yes, been a bit of a bad day for Harry today. Of course, headline news, just as the 1.1 million personal donation was announced, Israel decided to bomb Qatar. And so that's the headline news. Also, Harry was 45 minutes late in Nottingham where this announcement was made because he got stuck in traffic due to the tube strike in London. And of course, if he was the good old days of being His Royal Highness Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, he would have had flashing lights and been whisked through traffic, but no, he had to get stuck in traffic like just everyone else, normal peasants. And then when he got to the event in Nottingham, there was about 2 people waiting to cheer him on. Previously, in better days, there were hundreds, if not thousands of people screaming with joy to see Prince Harry. So not the happiest day. And as I say, his giant donation rather overshadowed by world events. We have the Shadowland Tarot on the tarot table. For this rather short little reading, we're going to just check in and see his intentions with making this donation. Is it out of the kindness of his heart, or does he want something in return from the BBC? And where does the money come from? Just a personal donation. We're just checking how flush he is that he can part with 1.1 million. Is the check going to bounce later? I'm being snarky, of course. Can you imagine herself clawing at him while he was writing that check? No, don't do it. It's my money. I wonder how he managed to prise the checkbook out of her claw. What else do I want to know? I want to know if he is trying to insert himself into the charity in some kind of a way and outcome. Is he going to succeed? As I say, charity in a bit of trouble, money going to wrong people, not children in need, white saviour accusations, and all the rest of it, supporting some causes that quite a few people find rather against their principles, shall we say. So controversial charity at the moment. Not the first time Harry has aligned himself with a charity that is controversial, shall we just say. I think we got the energy we need. I think I've said enough. Let's do a tarot reading. Let's remind you, this is just tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion. It's all wild speculation. I just read energy here. And of course there is a disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what's going on. Shadowland Tarot, my favourite tarot to read on Harry, with what is happening with the BBC Children in Need. Oh, we have the Queen of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. We know who the Queen of Cups is. Mummy Diana, Mummy Diana, Mummy Diana. Harry likes to use this children thing. He's got Scotty's Little Soldiers. He's got the Well Child thing. We've got the online safety business that he's associated himself with, which is very children focused. are now children in need. Why? Mummy Diana, Queen of Cups. Because she was the one who children loved, or she was always hugging, she was listening, she was genuinely compassionate and sensitive, however much she played the media game, Princess Diana. And we all know now, unfortunately, thanks to Harry's own media games, how much Diana played the media game. She was genuine, I believe, in her interactions with people, vulnerable people, ill people, people who society might have shunned. I think she did genuinely have a very kind and soft heart. That is my personal opinion. And there she is, the Queen of Cups. Harry, of course, dining out on Mummy Diana's name, wants to associate himself with charities like this because that is what she did. And he, of course, wants all of that association for himself. He thinks he can become popular again, save his reputation by doing this. That's how I'm reading that Queen of Cups. That is my personal opinion and my personal energy reading. Heart of the matter, what are we dealing with this vast donation? Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is that kind of apathy and indifference energy, being rejected by people not liking you anymore. As I say, very few there, the Daily Mail, who interestingly have not reported this ginormous donation yet. They're busy with real world events. It's interesting that they wrote an article about his trip to Nottingham today. Have I been saying Birmingham? Nottingham. They wrote quite a snide article, and they were the ones that pointed out how few people were there to meet him. And really, the people who were there to meet him, though this point wasn't made directly, they seemed to be associated with the organisation that he was going to visit. That's Four of Cups. Can't be bothered, indifferent, boring, pass, that kind of energy. Whatever he's trying to do, there's very little interest. No one cares. Everyone just wishes he would go back to the US and just go away. The money, the donation, purpose, just generally. Purpose of doing this. Oh, the Star. There's been a lot of criticism, let's try that again, of Harry along the way for not actually making donations himself to things like the Invictus Games and various other organisations that have found themselves in a bit of financial trouble along the way. Harry is quite tight-fisted, we've heard, allegedly. Let's say even mean with his money, miserly, not the most generous person. And he did make a donation to Centre Barley out of his advance from that dreadful book he wrote, dissing his family, Spare, or Where, as we like to call it here. The Star is, look, here I am, the white saviour. It's reading like that, and yes, he would be furious if he heard me say that. But there are those accusations about BBC Children in Need as an organisation. As a charity, it's rather dated in its approach to fundraising and all this kind of stuff. But there I am. I'm the Star. I am the Star. I'm going to be the Star. It is elevating himself as the star of the event, but in this way of saying, see, I bring hope, I bring healing. And so it's to make him out to be saintly almost. Mummy Diana, Queen of Cups over here, underlying energy. Saint Harry, the Ginger Whinger, is there in the energy. So where is this money coming from that he is so generously donating? Where is it coming from? Five of Wands in reverse. I would say some kind of settlement. Five of Wands is fighting, is conflict, is competition that goes awry. And where does competition go awry? But in court cases, especially when you are suing newspapers, and there have been settlements along the way. He was on the hook for quite a lot of money in terms of legal costs. Rumour has it that the last case against the press, the one against the parent company of the Daily Mail or Mail on Sunday, whichever one it is, I'm not sure. That is going on on the way to being settled, allegedly. I heard that somewhere recently, can't remember what source, but I think it was quite a compelling source. So it seems to me that the money is coming from that sort of source. Settlements of lawsuits and getting sent back into circulation through BBC Children in Need. And I have no problem with that. If that's what's going on, fair play to him for doing that. Although that's an attention-seeking stunt and portraying himself as a hero of the hour. But, that's what he does. I'm surprised he hasn't pinned medals on when he made the announcement. There's the medal in the star. Is there an ulterior motive here, as according to Mr. Allegedly Neil Sean there is? This is to acquire some sort of status within the charity itself. Is there? Oh, yes, the seeker. That's the fool. Fresh start. And it's quite disingenuous energy. It's, I'm just innocent and naive, and I'm off on a new adventure back in Britain, and how fun this will be. We were told how much fun he was expecting to have. You can see rabbit in headlights eyes, even though there's a smile all the time. Smile, smile. She's probably coaching him by some sort of hidden device, or perhaps one of those nasty collars that shock. Perhaps he's got some device on his person that shocks somewhere unpleasant. Smile, smile. That kind of energy for me. But that Seeker card tells me absolutely he's hoping for a fresh start. He's torched all his old charities. Centre Bali is about to disintegrate. I can't remember all the others off the top of my head. Oh, African Parks, of course, what a mess. Which he's just carefully ignored. And what else does he do? It's quite hard to remember the things that he's allegedly involved in, charitable things that he does. But this would be a fresh start for him. Absolutely. And there he is, all enthusiastic, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Pick me, pick me. And let's pretend that none of that past journey happened the previous time round the major arcana. We'll just scratch that. That didn't happen, and it's all fresh. Paint over the mold, the damp stains, and all of that, and it's new. We've just renovated, isn't it lovely and fresh? It's that kind of energy that's coming across for me as an energy reader. How's it going to go for Harry with this new endeavour with BBC Children in Need? Allegedly. Two of Swords in reverse. I guess you've got to pick your poison, and in this case it's picking the BBC, which I would have imagined a few short years ago he would have said, over my dead body would I make any sort of alliance with the BBC. We know that he's all in with the BBC because they're the ones he went to for that nasty interview after he lost the security case. Two of Swords is having to make a decision that's very, very difficult and very unpleasant. And as I say, this charity comes with some toxic baggage itself, and he comes with that toxic baggage himself in that portmanteau sort of thing that he's carrying there. He's lost his head's fallen off. But here I am, pick me, I'm a winner. And they're also in a tight spot, I gather, from a quick gallop through some news articles before I did this reading. So I think my Two of Swords is the devil in the deep blue sea, and I think they've both had to pick the devil in this case. That it's a reluctant kind of association that may be forced. And I know nothing about welding or soldering or any of those things, but I'm getting that two metals that are not compatible being forced together in some kind of bond that is going to disintegrate under the slightest bit of stress. But for the time being, they are going to collaborate. But I get it's an uncomfortable union. It's something that neither of them really wants, but possibly feel that they have to, desperate measures and all that kind of stuff. Sitting under the Star card, it's really all about him and him trying to heal his reputation and him trying to look like the savior, and what a hero he is, making this giant donation to BBC Children in Need. But it's actually, in my opinion, and this is just my own wild speculation, I believe that this is settlement money, possibly, I'm speculating, coming from the Daily Mail or the Mail on Sunday, going to the BBC Children in Need charity. Ha! I think BBC would quite like that, and I think Harry would quite like that too. That's how it's reading for me. That's my little conspiracy theory, which I am offering up on the tarot table today. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.